Okay, now wait a minute. So, if you plant a seed in the fall, like maybe corn or pumpkin or whatever, it's going to take a while for that seed to become a plant. And seed is the male part of the plant. And if you want that plant to grow, you got to have a female part. But you can't pollinate it until the plant is sticking out of ground. And that usually takes a couple months. The bees come and pollinate your plant, like your corn rows or your squash. So the female is younger than the male. And that's pretty much all the food from plants that we eat. The male was older than the female. Okay, so when you breed livestock like cows and chickens, and horses, and goats, or whatever you might eat or use on a farm, the female is younger than the male. The bull's older than the cow. Stud's older than the filly. And that pretty much follows through for all livestock. So all the food you eat pretty much comes from males that are like a season older than the females. Whether they're plants or animals. And that's all you eat are plants and animals. So, I guess fungus wouldn't technically be a plant, but they have male and female parts too, so it's about the same sort of thing. Like produce and livestock, older male, younger female. So all the food you eat is older male, younger female. And you wouldn't practice incest, because what that does is if you're having sex with your brother or your sister, your mom, your dad, aunt, uncle, your cousins, your grandparents, you don't want to have kids because the kids will have short chromosomes. So you don't practice incest. There's other people around you can screw around with that aren't your family. And if you have kids, they'll have short chromosomes from inbreeding. So you don't incest. And recently, they discovered that it only makes sense that if all the food you eat is older male, younger female, to create the livestock and produce, that humans are animals as well, and the range they found was that women are the most fertile under the age of 26. The most fertile. They can have kids. You can have kids later if you're a female human, but the most fertile is an adult under the age of 26. And then they discovered that if the father is between 35 and 55, older male, younger female, creates the strongest offspring. So all the food you eat is older male, younger female. Plants, corn, takes a season before the female pollinates it. And that's true of all produce and plants that you eat. And all the plants that have two genders in the wild, including like pine trees and such. Older male, younger female creates the strongest trees and plants and flowers. And the same is true with all livestock: cows, chickens, horses, geese, everything in the wild, deer, elk, older male, younger female, to create the strongest offspring. And you want to inbreed, and you want to practice incest. And they discovered that the strongest male father would be between the ages of 35 and 55. Would just, it makes sense to the patterns of plants and animals and livestock and produce that you eat and everywhere in the wild. Younger female, older male. And you wouldn't inbreed or incest because that's gross. And it screws up the offspring. So why are you even dating dudes under the age of 35?